Hey guys, Tiffy. Welcome back to my channel and my journey. So today's video will be slightly different. I thought I'd take the time to come and talk and share a little bit more about myself. And so I went online to look up some questions that typically YouTubers share with their audience about themselves. And so I came up with the 50 questions you've never been asked YouTube tag. And so I kind of skimmed through the questions last night to kind of see if they were good questions or not, and I feel like it's a good start. So I'm just going to go back through and answer them really quickly and share a little bit more about myself. So before I do, hopefully you all will take the time to click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, so I appreciate you joining my journey and sharing your journey with me. So question 1 in the 50 questions you've never been asked YouTube tag is, what is your favorite candle scent? And so my favorite candle scent is eucalyptus mint. And so that's kind of seasonal at Bath and Body Works, but I really like it because it's earthy and herby. And so right now I'm actually burning that in my room, and I have a backup candle when that one runs out. So I like the eucalyptus and I like the mint. Question 2, what female celebrity do you wish was your sister? Female celebrity that I wish was my sister. That's absolutely hilarious. Let me think. Somebody funny, somebody serious. I don't know. I have to think about that and come back to it. I'm trying to think who I think I'd get along with well. Okay. Now, question 3. What male celebrity do you wish was your brother? Wish was my brother. I don't know. I have a brother, so I just wish my brother was my brother, because like he's like totally perfect. Shout out to you, Brandon. Okay, so how old do you think you will be when you get married? I have no clue, and I've never had like an age where I want to be married by this time. I always felt like I would get married when I was older, just naturally. I feel like that's how it's gonna pan out, but you never know. It could be tomorrow. I may be feeling frisky, right? No. Do you know a hoarder? Yes, I am a hoarder. I am an organized hoarder, though. It's not a mess, but I do tend to hold on to things. And so, but everything is organized, basically color coordinated and packed away in totes. So I am a little bit of an OCD hoarder, but it's organized. Can you do a split? I wish. How old were you when you learned how to ride a bike? I think I was maybe 5 or 6. I was probably in like kindergarten. It's really early on, and I didn't spend much time on training wheels at all. How many oceans have you swam in? None, because I am not a fan of uncontrolled bodies of water. If it's a pool, 5 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet, I'll get in. But the ocean, where I can get sucked up by like a riptide or a current, I'm not having it. I'm not going. I don't have enough stamina to kick myself out of that. No oceans for me. What countries have you been to? Sadly enough, I've never been out of the country, but that is definitely a plan for when I turn 30. I'm going to like explore the rest of the world. I already got a list of 5 or 6 places I want to go. Hopefully I can get to at least one place every year. Is anyone in your family in the Army? Not currently that I'm aware, but I got a lot of veterans in my family. People who have served in the Army. I know people who have been in the Coast Guard. People who have been in the Navy. So, like, not currently, but I do have vets in my family. Shout out to you. Thank you for your service. What would you name your daughter if you had one? I've always liked the name Genesis because it's the first book of the Bible. I feel like it's symbolic. And so if I were to have kids and the first one be a girl, I think that would be befitting. What would you name your son if you had one? I kind of like the name Jeremiah. Not Jeremiah, but Jeremiah. Not like the singer, but I do like the name. What is the worst grade you've ever got on a test? Total bombed F. It was probably something related to calculus. No shame, just a reality. What was your favorite TV show when you were a child? Okay, when I was like little child, before I started school, I always used to watch Gullah Gullah Island. Totally legit, best thing ever. Remember, come and let's play together in the bright sunny weather. Let's all go to Gullah Gullah Island. That's the best show ever. It's a big pollywog. He's like yellow. His name was Binya Binya. And it was like a totally black, brown, solid chocolate family, which I could appreciate. You never know how important those things are when you're a child, but totally historic. You can find some of their episodes on YouTube. I always play them for my niece, so she will see what it was like back in my young day 20 plus years ago to have like, you know, and they were from the island. They were like totally down home. They were like cooking up, I don't know what island, but they're from an island. So they have that island vibe, and it was just lit. So Gullah Gullah Island. Also I liked HR Puffin stuff. It's like HR Puffin stuff. Who's your friend when things get rough? HR Puffin stuff. I don't know the rest, but it was a great one too. And I always wonder if that was drug related when you thought about it, because he was talking about puffin stuff. But it was still a good show. I don't know. Let me know if you know. What did you dress up as on Halloween when you were 8? Okay, so which is really kind of cruel, I was a clown. I remember I was a clown a couple years in a row. That's all I can remember. And I'm actually afraid of clowns. And not afraid like fear, but I don't like them. They disturb me and they bother me, which is actually kind of sick too, because when I was a kid, my parents had like this big old clown picture. It was like puffy and everything with the colors in my room, and they had like red, green, and I think like yellow like stoplights. And I don't like clowns, and I just realized how terrified I was all those years. And even now when I see like clowns in the store, I will never ever gravitate towards a clown. So yeah, I was a clown, ironically enough, even though I don't like clowns. Have you ever read the Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight series? Yes, yes, yes. I've read all the Harry Potter books, and I have read all the Twilight series books twice via audiobook, and I didn't read the Hunger Games books, but I did watch all the movies. So I've seen them all the whole Harry Potter, all of Twilight, all of Hunger Games. I'm totally in. Would you rather have an American accent or a British accent? I would say I don't know what an American accent is. I do know like here in America we use different words and stuff for things. Like we say cookies, I think they say biscuits or Triscuits or something. And like we say garbage, they say bin. They say holiday, we say vacation. So I just think I think British is cool because I live here. But if I was in Britain, I'd probably say American because that would be cool since I don't live there. So I think it's just you always want like what's over there. You think the grass is greener or something. But it is cool too, like even in America here, I can tell, like especially with my other YouTuber friends that I watch and stuff, you can tell when they're from somewhere different. And I always wonder how I sound to you all being from Chicago. Let me know, because I can tell when some of you all like from North Carolina or South the Carolinas or the South or something. You always have that cute little like southern swing, or like Tennessee or something. I can hear it real thick and it's like super cute. And I always wonder if I sound different to you all being from down there or around there. It would be cool to see how like me just being from Chicago sounds to you all. Okay. Did your mother go to college? Yes. I went to her alma mater as well as my grandmother's alma mater. We all went to the same university. Are your grandparents still married? No. Have you ever taken karate lessons? Yes. And I've always wanted to go back into that. I think I want to take like some self-defense classes or some women's self-defense classes or something. And I've always wanted to get back into like karate and or like dancing or something, because like I also took jazz, modern, tap, and ballet. And so I've always enjoyed that type of stuff. So I would totally go back to it. I don't have any belts or anything, but I was actually thinking the other day, like it'd be cool to be like, you know, I'm a green belt, right? just throwing it out there. Don't try me. Don't try me. Okay, so is your father bald? No. What languages besides your native language would you be fluent in? Technically, according to my student loan bill, I should be bilingual in Spanish. I didn't do so well though in retaining all of that, but I paid quite a lot of money for these Spanish classes. So I've always wanted to go back into that too. I think after I finish grad school that I'm going to try to like get into some Spanish classes, because like it's in here. I just can't remember per se. So what was your first amusement park you've been to? It's probably like Six Flags. And I think there was something called Santa's Village. Maybe that I went, but I don't remember going there. I just remember driving past a couple times. So I think I'll just stick with Great America. What else? Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Yes, and Miss Piggy. They're a thing. How do you spell gray? G-R-E-Y or G-R-A-Y? I spell it G-R-A-Y unless you're talking about Christian. Okay. Do you know triplets? No, but I know somebody with the last name Triplet. Does that count? And she's not a triplet. Do you prefer the Titanic or the Notebook? The Notebook. Have you ever had Indian food? Absolutely. I love me a good mango lassi. And that naan will get it right to your hips. Let me tell you, absolutely delicious. I had some, there's this place called the Indian Garden downtown in Streeterville. Delicious. I'd recommend it to anyone. And I love spicy food, how it's like spicy. It's spicy on a different level. It's not black people spicy. It's like spicy for real. Like you didn't really cook something up spicy. And so I always have to get it mild and then it's still a little spicy. But yeah, love Indian food. Just the bomb. What is the name of your favorite restaurant? The Rainforest Cafe. And why do I love the Rainforest Cafe? Because I love the rainforest and I like to think that I am an inner jungle warrior woman. And so I like going to the Rainforest Cafe because it's all like scenic and it rains and there's thunderstorms and stuff and it's really cute. And even when I went to Orlando, they had something called T-Rex, a restaurant called T-Rex in Disney Springs, and it was just like the Rainforest Cafe but like more dinosaur-like and stuff. So totally cute. I'm a big kid. I love cartoon movies. Like, I love all that stuff. Have you ever been to Olive Garden? That I can remember once, and it was not memorable. That's why I haven't been back. Do you belong to any warehouse stores like Costco, BJ's, etc.? Sam's Club. I've never been to Costco, but we have Costco's. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? I don't know. My brother's name is Brandon, so I figure they probably would have named me Brandon. What if you have a nickname? What is it? Tiffy. Let's see. Who's your favorite person in the world? You know what? It's me. It's me. I'm my favorite person in the world. I'm working on that. Being my favorite person in the world. And you should all be working on it too. You should be your favorite person in the entire world. 2019 goals. Yep. Let's see. Would you rather live in a rural area or the suburbs? Okay. This is what I struggle with. Grew up in suburbs. Work in city. I totally want to live in a city because it's hip and it's cool and that's the thing you do, right? But I like trees and grass and not having to like carry my groceries up in an elevator. I appreciate having a garage and I'm conflicted. And I don't want to pay an obscenely exorbitant amount of money for like 600 square feet. I don't know. I like having rooms. So I am conflicted. I'll get back to you on that. Can you whistle? Yes. Okay. Do you sleep with a nightlight? Absolutely not. I cannot go to sleep if there's even the tiniest hint of light. Even though my eyes are going to be closed, it doesn't work. I need to be in pitch black everything in order to fall asleep. Okay, what do you eat for breakfast every morning? Or do you eat breakfast every morning? Yes, because I will starve to death if I don't. Let's see. How many times have you been to the hospital? That I can remember. I'll go specifically emergency room. I can only remember being in the emergency room for myself twice ever. Both times, absolutely hilarious. The first time, I thought I was having a stroke and heart attack all at the same time. This lasted for like 3 or 4 days. I know you're going to say, what is wrong with you? Why didn't you go to the hospital when it first started? Because I have a very high pain tolerance, and you'll see how that's true when I give you the second example. But I was having chest pains uncontrollably on and off, and it was like moving from here and going here and going to there and going here. As I comes to find out after going to the hospital, when I finally decided I could be dying, I finally broke down and went to the emergency room, and they told me that I was fine, and my issue was that I had eaten too many cherries. Now, you can laugh, because I laugh at myself to this day, because I thought I was going to die for like 4 days, and I was like, you know, trying to clean up my finances and get my final wishes in order and, you know, write down the will and all that. And it was just me being overachiever because Jewel had a sell of cherries. They were like super cheap. So I was eating handfuls of cherries every day for about a week. And then, you know, it was like an acid type buildup thing. So it's really funny story. It's also quite embarrassing. And then the second time I went to the emergency room was because I was gardening in flip-flops. And I was breaking twigs and being all nature woman and landscaping the area. And I broke the twig with my right foot, and the twig went through my pinky toe. And so I didn't realize it had gone through my pinky toe because it wasn't bleeding, it wasn't hurting. I was looking at it from the top, trying to flick it off. And then, hold on, about to run out of space. I'll be right back.